Halftime in Iowa, number 23, Iowa State leads the Red Storm 33-22. Jim Ferchland back here in the Learfield Network studios. Update on the current scores in the top 25 in men's and women's hoops. Final in Ann Arbor. Number 19, Kentucky beats Michigan 73-69 in men's hoops. And halftime in Blacksburg. At the moment, Virginia Tech up 10 on number 18, UNC 37-27. We have a pretty hefty slate in top 25 women's hoops that went final earlier. Now 8-0 St. John's hosted number 13 Creighton today, and they took down the Blue Jays 66-62 in Carnesecca Arena. Ohio State beats Rutgers 82-70. Number 9 Virginia Tech edges out Tennessee 59-56. Nebraska dismantled number 20 Maryland 90-67. A big upset for the Cornhuskers. And Seton Hall holds off number 24 Marquette 82-72. Number 25 Villanova pummels Providence 79-54. Number 5 Indiana squeaks past Illinois 65-61. Number 10 Iowa crushes Wisconsin 102-71. And number 17 Michigan defeats Northwestern 77-66. After the break, we'll get a brief NFL scoreboard update in week 13 and what's to come later in the top 25 in men's basketball. That's next on the St. John's Sports Network from Learfield. The St. John's Red Storm have earned a date with former Big East rivals Syracuse tonight in the Empire Classic title game. Jim Ferchland back here in the Learfield Network studios. Only one other game in the Big East tonight. It's in Maui, and it features a top 10 matchup. Number 10 Creighton leads number 9 Arkansas 43-39 early in the second half. The Blue Jays coming off a double-digit win over Texas Tech last night. The Razorbacks also did the same with a 26-point win over Louisville. Outside of college basketball, it's a bittersweet return to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons as the Brooklyn Nets play the Sixers at the Wells Fargo Center. Sixers lead 75-72 with a little over 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Nets check in fully healthy, while the Sixers are without the duo of Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid due to injuries. We'll take a look at the Big East schedule for tomorrow with 4 games on Thanksgiving Eve, 2-2 American and 3-2 Georgetown at 11:30 a.m. Early time slots, so you gotta beat Thanksgiving traffic in D.C. Then at 6 p.m., Georgia Tech plays at Marquette in Fort Myers. 3-2 Providence hosts 1-4 Merrimack at the Amica Mutual Pavilion at 7 p.m. And then at 7:30 in the Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas, 3-1 Butler plays 22 Tennessee at 7:30. We're almost ready for the tip-off between St. John's and Syracuse in the Empire Classic Championship game. We'll have more on the Big East and the top 25 during halftime. John Minko and Brandon Tierney on the call in Brooklyn. You're listening to the St. John's Sports Network from Learfield. Off to the program's third 3-0 start in 4 seasons under Mike Anderson. The St. John's men's basketball team will take on its first high major opponent of the year as it welcomes Nebraska to Carnesecca Arena tonight as part of the Gavitt tip-off games. Game time is set for 6:30 with John Minko and Tariq Turner on the call. Jim Ferchland back here in the Learfield Network studios. Let's check out what's happening in the Big East tonight as we got 4 games coming up. At 6:30, it's St. Francis, PA at Butler and Hinkle Fieldhouse. Both teams coming off close losses on Monday. Manny Bates has been a difference maker down low for the Bulldogs, averaging over 20 points per game. Then later on at 8:30, 10th-ranked Creighton will host the Highlanders of UC Riverside in Omaha. The Blue Jays are already 3-0 and are the favorite to win the Big East this season. And also at 8:30, the Sharks of Long Island University visit the Marquette Golden Eagles at the Fiserv Forum. Marquette coming off their first loss of the year at Purdue. LIU punched in their first win after a 61-point decimation of D3 program Mount St. Vincent. Aside from St. John's and Nebraska, that's the Big East schedule for tonight in men's hoops. We'll discuss the top 25 matchups at halftime. You're listening to the St. John's Sports Network from Learfield.